second time in the game, we're going to see Guy Kamstra. He's the Salem Christian Fellowship pitcher. He's leading off the inning. Guy doubled in his first time up. Took third on a throw behind the runner and scored on a sacrifice fly by Don Briles. Full count, something has to happen here, except maybe a foul ball. And indeed something does happen. The pitcher gets his second hit of the game. This one a clean single through the right fielder, and that's going to bring up shortstop Don Briles, who, from what we've seen of his hitting, this is pretty uncharacteristic. He's 1 for 2. Pop up and a sacrifice fly. A lot of speed if he gets on the base paths, although his pitcher's not going to stay that far ahead of him. Takes a pitch outside. And he's got that ball. Oh, misplayed. That ball just went and went and went. And that's perfect for this Salem Christian Fellowship team. The ball stays in the park, but it just carried really strong. Take a look at this ball. What it does here, it freezes the left center fielder. He realizes how hard the ball's hit. It's 5 feet over his head. A very speedy runner. They're up now 7-6 as they pick up their first run of the inning, and they have a very speedy runner on second base, bringing up Derek Kahn, who's 1 for 2, a single and a fly out to left center. And there's no hesitation. He's going home on this, and throwing to the plate would have simply allowed the runner, Derek Kahn, at first base to advance to second. So there's the second run of the inning for Salem Christian Fellowship, and this is how they do it. They can be off and watch that cleanly hit single again. Nobody out, runner on first base, 2 runs home already. They're going to get the lead runner, but that's going to be it. Good job in fielder's choice there. Shortstop picking up that ball. I think we can see the value of that double play in the previous inning. Look at the first 3 hitters of this inning getting real shots. How big that inning could have been last inning had that double play not occurred. It's going to bring up third hitter. Actually, we're to our cleanup hitter now, Ed Dean. Ed's 2 for 2, a home run, an infield single off the third baseman's glove. Well, I don't know. The official score may have given him an error. Ed's got a full count now, so something has to happen. He's put the ball a mile into the air, but not even with the wind is this deep enough. And although the throw got away, good arm on the left fielder keeps the runner in place. So with 2 out, Colby Mullen will come out up the left fielder. See if he can add to the 2 runs that Salem Christian Fellowship already has, which has propelled them into an 8-6 lead. Takes the first pitch high. And the second pitch inside. Pitcher has to come in or he's going to put a runner in scoring position. These teams are good enough that just about everybody in the lineup can hit. Got a full count now. Nice job by the shortstop. It's pretty rough out there. Does a good job. Ryan Yates does a good job in staying with that ball, taking the short throws. You'll see it here. Hangs in there, gets his glove down. The ball doesn't sneak under. And the short throw to the second baseman, but not before 2 runs come home. And that's going to put Salem Christian Fellowship up 8-6. Good game, fun game with a lot of offense. Close. Both teams can hit the ball. Both teams have a lot of speed out there on defense. Could be that the team that's able to not give up walks and not give up errors, keep the other team honest, keep them to 3 outs in an inning and make them swing the bat, that may be the team that prevails in this game. Going to go to the top of the fifth inning, and Ryan Yates, shortstop who made that nice play, is going to bat. Now I've got Brian Bratcher batting, but well, I'm not sure how that happened. They're probably right, and I'm probably wrong. Oh, and that is a true shot that Ryan Yates puts at third baseman Derek Kahn. Take a look at this. This is really, really hit, but a nice job. Nice leaping grab with a backhand stab there. Not an easy play at all. It's going to bring up Jerry Plant. He's 1 for 2, hit a triple. Scored in the second inning, but he's not going to run that out. And so that's our first 3 up and 3 down. Comes at a time when Salem Christian Fellowship had just retaken the lead, and they hold on to it. So with no runs across in the top of the fifth inning, the score remains Salem Christian Fellowship 6, Willamette Valley Fellowship, or 8 rather, Willamette Valley Fellowship 6. Let's take a look at that really nice play by the third baseman. A little bit different angle. It's also really nice camera work to be able to whip a camera around that fast. But look at that, keeping that ball in. That's a double if he doesn't do that. And it's a double with 1 out, quite likely as a run. So defense, even though there's a lot of runs in this slow pitch softball, defense is so important. Well, now it's an opportunity for Salem Christian Fellowship to put some space between them and Willamette Valley Fellowship. Willamette Valley Fellowship, of course, wants to record the 0 here. And we get the same kind of play here. Not quite as much of a reach taking place, but a well-hit ball by Brian Frazier, the right center fielder. And a nice reach there by first baseman James Gunnis on Willamette Valley Fellowship to record the first out, to bring up Dave Helbert, the first baseman. He's 1 for 2, and he had that unfortunate 5-2 double play, unfortunate for Salem Christian Fellowship, in the third inning. This is a fly ball. Fly balls have been outs all day just about. It was this time too. It's going to bring up Chris Davison, the right fielder. We have the potential of nobody reaching the base at all in the fifth inning. They're able to record an out here. Chris is 1 for 2, single with an RBI to right field, right center field, then he walked. Soft line drive to the shortstop, and indeed that's what we have here. A very fast inning and no runs. Nice reach there by shortstop Matt DePaul, Willamette Valley Fellowship. So Willamette Valley Fellowship meets a challenge on defense here. Prevents the lead from getting any bigger, holding it at 8-6. Now they come to bat in the sixth inning. They have 2 more at bats. I'm sure they're aware of that. They're going to come up with their 5, 6, and 7 hitters, starting with their first baseman, James Gunnis, who's 1 for 2, an RBI double to left center and a pop fly to the second baseman. Interesting how hitting goes. Seems like team can't get anybody out, and then it seems like teams can't get anybody on base. Seen a lot of left-handed batters today. We're seeing another one right now. Nicely placed ball. Just the way they wanted to start this inning. Single out into left center. Take a look at this and you see placed over the shortstop. Enough power that the outfielders have to play deeply. Drops in easily. Brings up Sean Tracy, the left fielder. And he singles also. Clean pickup by the left fielder is going to keep the runners from advancing. The Willamette Valley Fellowship now with 2 runners on bring up Lucky Rogers. He's 1 for 2. So we take a look at that ball cleanly through to the left fielder. He's got a triple to left field and a walk. And a clean single up the middle. And nice charge there by the left center fielder. Kyle Hughes for playing that, and they held the runner. So we now have the bases loaded with nobody out. Brings up the pitcher, Joe Van Veldheiser. A lot of chance to help himself here, and a great opportunity. Not that it'll be their last in the game, but he makes the most of it too. And the game is tied. So 4 straight hits here, just as I was saying that the hits went away and we had a whole inning without hits. Now nobody making outs. And we're going to bring up Vance and take a look at that as that ball goes through cleanly, scoring 2 runs, and bring up Vance Chapman. He's 1 for 2, but his last one was a 2-run homer to left center field, and they have a home run left. Now this ball's very high and is an infield out. On the dirt with runners on first and second base to keep the team from letting a ball drop and trying to force both of the lead runners. That's an infield fly. We saw one team let drop earlier and it allowed an advance because only the batter is out on an infield fly. The runners simply are not required to advance, but not prevented from doing so if the ball's not caught. So now with 1 out, we still have runners, and with a full count, let's see what happens. And that ball could be gone. Well, that ball is gone. And there's now a 3-run lead, and a 10th place hitter, Chuck Baker, the catcher, putting the ball out. They've used all their home runs, and Salem Christian has a couple left. But that is the 5th run of the inning. That brings in 5 runs in the inning. And so now Willamette Valley Fellowship's moved out to an 11-8 lead, making the move exactly when you'd want to, not wanting to wait until that 7th inning. Still with just 1 out, and now at the top of the lineup, and Matt DePaul, the shortstop, batting. Hammers a ball, but foul by quite a few feet. Nice job of answering the call here by Willamette Valley Fellowship in the 6th inning. So we wait for the ball to come back in. Home plate umpire and catcher must be really happy that the sun is this low now. They're in the shade. And right up the center, the pitcher not able to get a glove down on it. And so this is the 6th hit of the inning. Right up the center, it's going to bring up Brian Bratcher. Who's one for 3. And the second baseman can't get a glove down, and they may regret that because they're going to have runners on first and third now. It's going to be hard to keep that runner on third base, too. He's got a lot of speed. So the ball sneaks through. The ball sneaks through, and that's going to bring up Ryan Yates. Well, they call that a foul ball, and that would have been a mess for Salem Christian Fellowship because the right fielder fell down, and there's going to be a lot of running on that play, not just an easy run from third base. So in the game of inches, this one's foul by inches. We're not going to be able to see this to second guess the call. The umpire's been doing a good job. That would have made an even bigger inning. Although there comes the 6th run right now. And the bats have returned for this team. RBI single for Ryan Yates, bring up Jerry Plant. Jerry's 1 for 3. With Jerry batting, they have now batted around, put home 6 runs. But that's not likely to be a run. We will see runners tag. They made a close play of it at second base. But the runner's in safely. So with 2 runners in scoring position, ahead by 4 runs, first baseman James Gunnis, who's 2 for 3, including a single to lead off this inning, bats again. Takes an outside pitch. The ball is very high, and the pitcher takes it with ease. But not before a really huge inning for Willamette Valley Fellowship, bringing 6 runs across the plate, putting them in command at this point, 12-8. And we'll see now if Salem Christian Fellowship can answer the call. They've got some really good hitters. Going to start with their 9th and 10th hitters who've done a really good job for them today. So they're going to start 7, 8, or 8, 9, 10 rather. Leading off will be Chris Davison, the right fielder, and he's 1 for 2 to this point with an RBI single and a walk. The essential Ryan Duran warm-up pitch there. It's a pitcher for Willamette Valley. Joe Van Veldheiser throws the ball to the backstop overhand. And that's a way to start an inning, although I don't know that he's going to get 2 out of it, and does not. But Chris Davison is the number 8 hitter. Singles sharply by the third baseman into left field. I've been losing and gaining batters all day, and I've done it again. That was Don Butler, the catcher. And that's going to bring up pitcher Guy Campstra. And even though he's got a leg brace, he did a pretty good job of legging that out and preventing that from being a double play. A well-hit ball, but to the shortstop, resulting in a fielder's choice. They get the lead runner. Campster moves down the line quite nicely in order to keep a base runner on, and almost more importantly, keep that out from happening. That'll bring up Don Bryles, leadoff hitter. And I think he's trying to park the ball, but that didn't work. And I don't think he's too happy with his hitting. It's not as good in this game as we saw earlier, where everything was on the line. Everything was hard to catch. Take a look there, but just not quite enough to go out of the park. His team has 2 home runs left. They can get some people on base. And this is going to score 1 of those runs. A series of singles might be the way to go here, as Derek Kahn, the third baseman, actually legs it into a double down the left field line and gets 1 of those runs back. Going to bring up Kyle Hughes, who's 0 for 3. Since at least I thought there was an error in the first inning. I'm sure he's going to want to change that. So he takes ball 1. See if he can pick up his runner on second with 2 out. The ball's high and deep, but not deep enough. And that's going to be the 3rd out of the inning. He skies a fly. And 1 run back for Salem Christian Fellowship, bringing them to within 12-9, guaranteeing that this is going to be at least a full 7 inning game with a bottom of the 7th. A lot of deep balls, but they're not going out of the park. However, they're going to have 2 home runs left. Tell you what, I think we are off by an inning here. I think we had no score in the 5th inning at all, and I think the zeros in the 5th inning, and the 6th inning was the 6 runs for Willamette Valley and 1 run for Salem Christian, and that we're going into the 7th inning. I'm not willing to bet on anything at this point. I'm not Pete Rose, but I think we've just gone into the 7th inning. Sean Tracy batting, left fielder batting. For Willamette Valley. Got a pretty good game going. Home run and a single.
So that was way
Hit the ball on the nose, but hit right at Kyle Hughes for the first out of the inning. That'll bring up Lucky Rogers. Lucky 2 for 2 with a walk, triple and a single. He scored 3 runs, but not this time. Good self-defense by Guy Campster, the pitcher. Take a look at this again. Got that glove out there. Looked like a hockey goalie on that. Put that glove out. It worked. It's going to bring up the pitcher for the other team, Joe Van Veldheiser. He's 1 for 2. He's got a sacrifice fly. Hit into a fielder's choice and had an RBI single his last at bat. He's got a 1-1 count. And this time the center of the field was successful. Singles to bring up Vance Chapman. Vance, one of the center fielders for Willamette Valley. He's 1 for 3, but the one was a 2-run homer in the 4th inning. Well, it was hit hard. It was close, but it's foul. The ball's high in the air. If it goes out of here, it's an out. But it's perfectly placed, and that's going to score at least 1 run. And a welcome insurance run here, getting back the run they gave up in the bottom of the 6th. Vance hits a ball a long way in the air, but it just happened to be the perfect space between the outfielders. It wasn't on the line, but it drops. Now we'll see if number 10 hitter Chuck Baker can pick up his runner on 3rd base. Just make it all that more difficult for Salem Christian Fellowship to come back. The throw pulls the first baseman off. He tries to sweep tag. It doesn't work, and there's going to be another run. 2nd run of the inning. 14th run of the, the 14th run of the game. So we'll see if that error is costly or not. Well, there's, as with any close call, there's a half-dozen people offering to give the home plate umpire assistance. He's not taking any of it. It is hard to call those because he's about 4 feet off the line and he has to whip around and give it his best. But he calls a foul ball on leadoff hitter Matt DePaul. This time the ball's clearly foul, and he's run out of foul balls now. This one's got to be in play. It looks like good-natured questioning. I don't think we've had any vision impairment jokes the whole day. Ball's high in the air. Oh, Kyle Hughes tried a basket catch, a Willie Mays basket catch, but he doesn't get it, and it's going to give up 2 runs because there's no way they're going to get. Well, we'll let the official scorers deal with that as whether that's an inside the park or looks that way to me. But they're really putting some distance now with a 16-9 lead. Really putting some distance between themselves and Salem Christian Fellowship. Now the second baseman kind of let that ball play him, and he let it play him in the roughest part of the out or the infield on that side. So a bad hopper goes through. And Willamette Valley Fellowship is playing the end of the game about as well as you can play it. Ryan Yates now, the third baseman, bats. They have no home runs left. They haven't needed them here in the last 2 innings. 10 runs across without a homer. And another single. This is going to advance the runner to third base, the lead runner. And once the hits start, they just keep going. It'll bring up Jerry Plant. It's 1 for 4. His first one was a triple. First at bat, a triple. Well, that's the inning on the comebacker to the pitcher. But another big inning. 4 runs across for Willamette Valley Fellowship. And that's going to propel them into a 16-9 lead. Take a look at this last out, I have a feeling. The dream for the pitcher and the batter somewhat less excited, knowing that the pitcher could walk over to first base and beat him. However, a huge hole, a huge deficit here for Salem Christian Fellowship. They've got a lot of pop in their bat. Do they have this amount? Well, we're going to find out. And to find out, they're going to start with their cleanup hitter, Ed Dean. He's parked a ball, but he won't want to do it now. They're going to use these home runs. They're going to need men on base. I think an ideal rally would start with singles, doubles, good base running, taking extra bases, and then getting close enough where with runners on first base, you can look at using the home run to get the tie or lead score. And that's a great way to start. And Ed Dean nicely taking the double there, keeping away a fielder's choice or double play. And we've actually seen 2 double, as rare as they are in slow pitch, we've seen 2 double plays in this game. Both of them were, well, one of them was huge in cutting a Salem Christian Fellowship rally. So that's going to bring up Colby Mullen. Once again, they just need base runners. They need more people getting hits. Keeping the runners off first base is good. Looks to me that Colby's 1 for 3 as an infield single. That ball's really high, and is it deep enough? No. And right now, Willamette Valley Fellowship will gladly just take outs. Softball, like baseball, is a game measured in outs. They need 3 of them this inning before Salem Christian Fellowship scores 7 runs. And they've got 1 out and none across at the moment. Bringing up right center fielder Brian Frazier. He's 0 for 2 with a walk. That one's going to drop in. Once again, that's what they need, just base runners. That'll bring up Dave Helbert, the first baseman. It's 1 for 3. He had an RBI double and that unfortunate double play, the third to home double play that really snuffed a rout, what could have been a huge inning. And once again, he hits down to the third baseman, who makes a really nice play. Defense is so important here. Ryan Yates making the nice play, getting the lead runner. More importantly, bringing Salem Christian Fellowship down to their last out, and they need 6 runs. We see that play. Nice stop, lots of arm. A little cue ball shot there from Chris Davison, the right fielder. It's 1 for 2 as an RBI single and a walk. And that looks to be game. Interesting, taking the fielder's choice, the more difficult out there in the longer throw. But the same result. Only 1 run home this inning for Salem Christian Fellowship, and 1's not enough. And so Willamette Valley Fellowship, with huge hitting in the last 2 innings, 10 runs in the last 2 innings, comes from behind, being down 9 to 6 or 8 to 6, and with huge hitting, pulls off a 16 to 10 win. It's going to put them in the winner's bracket. They'll be playing in the championship game. Salem Christian Fellowship will have to play 1 just to get back to play the if game. And that's all for the game today. It's been a long day for us. Don't know if we'll be doing any more ball games, but sure glad that you joined us here on Channel 22 and CCTV for these games. I'd like to thank Wallery's Premium Pizza for providing support and sponsorship for this game. I'd like to thank our crew, the people that are left at this point, Ken and Linda Hook, Steve Handy in the truck. Looks like on camera we've got Don Roth and Anthony and Adam Gordon. Softball team looks like it's left us at this point. We've got our standby volunteers. But we appreciate you watching. Hope you stay with our community channel.